Speed Duel is a fast-paced alternative format for Yu-Gi-Oh! Using regular cards and throwing in skills to shake things up, making some unused cards more viable, allowing more anime strategies to come to life. Join us as we progress through each Speed Duel product release and draft each skill available at that time before battling it out in Speed Duel Skill Draft. The GX Duel Academy box was released April 1st, 2022, and just like the Battle City box, contains 8 pre-built 20-card decks along with 23 additional cards for further customization. This box introduces a ton of new cards, but some standouts are DD Warrior Lady, a monster that can banish itself and any monster at battles, Wall of Disruption, a trap that permanently lowers monsters' attack, and Cyber Dragon, a level 5 machine monster that can be special summoned if only your opponent controls monsters. This set introduces 20 new skill cards. Armed and Ready lets you once per duel send a level monster you control to grave and special summon the level monster mentioned in its text from your hand, deck, or graveyard as if it was summoned by the sent monster's effect. Machine Angel's Ascension lets you, once per turn, use one of the following skills, but each can only be used once per duel. You can discard a spell card to add a Cyber Angel Ritual monster or Machine Angel Ritual spell from deck to hand, or shuffle one Cyber Angel Ritual monster or Machine Angel Ritual spell from your graveyard into the deck. But this skill was overshadowed at release by a more generic skill, Ritual Ceremony. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Cyber Angels. Now, Cyber Angels are a pretty strange deck. So first off, it's a ritual deck, which in itself is quite strange. A lot of the time we don't see a lot of ritual decks. But the other thing is this deck doesn't play like a Speed Duel deck. It doesn't play like an old school GX era deck. This deck plays like it was released in 2017 to 2020. It's a very special summon heavy combo oriented deck that wants to just kind of blow your opponent out. So if we go look at the skill, we're using Ritual Ceremony. So this skill is still in its pre-errated form, which is as it says on the screen, but the skill does get an errata before the release of the next set. So this is activate the skill during your main phase. Once per duel, you can reveal one ritual monster from your hand, add a ritual spell card from your deck to your hand that can ritual summon that monster. So it's pretty good. Basically, if we have any of our ritual monsters, we basically get to our ritual spell, which is pretty bonkers, especially since we're on 8 ritual monsters and 3 cards to search ritual monsters. So that means if we draw one of 11 cards, we immediately have access to a ritual spell. So the monsters, Senju, searches ritual monsters, really, really good. Sonic Bird searches ritual spells, also really, really good. So these cards are generally really, really important in ritual decks because generally ritual decks require a lot of commitment to summon big monsters, but these ones don't really, and we'll get to that in a minute. So the next big boss monster of the deck, Cyber Angel Izana. So 2500 attack, 2600 defense, level 8. So that can be pretty important when working with rituals. You can ritual summon this card with Machine Angel Ritual. If this card is ritual summoned, you can make your opponent send one spell/trap they control to the graveyard. Very importantly, this does not destroy. You make your opponent send a spell trap, so that can get around different effects like Zoma the Spirit, stuff like that. When this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and send it to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack on your opponent's monster in a row. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a Cyber Angel Ritual monster you control, quick effect, you can shuffle one Ritual monster from your graveyard into the deck if you destroy one card your opponent controls. So that last effect it's neat, but a lot of the time that doesn't matter because you're trying to just immediately blow your opponent out of the game. So next up, one of the key, most important cards in the deck, Cyber Angel Ben 10. So it's a level 6 fairy ritual monster. You can ritual summon this card Machine in ritual. If this card destroys a monster by battle and sent to the graveyard, inflict damage to opponent equal to the monster's original defense. That's not too important. The other effect is the main reason we have this card in here. If this card is tributed, which counts as when you ritual summon and you use this card as the material to summon it, you can add a light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So this card, basically, we send it as cost to ritual summon out something else, and then its effect will then get us another ritual card to hand, which potentially we could then use to keep going and combo off. Next up, Cyber Angel EDOPro. This is probably the other big combo piece of the deck. You can ritual summon this card Machine in ritual. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add one ritual spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is tributed, you can make all ritual monsters gain 1000 attack and defense. Now, both of these effects are very, very important. So our primary combo is to use Machine Angel Ritual to send Ben 10 to summon out EDOPro. That will then trigger Ben 10, which lets us search our deck for any light fairy monster, and will then trigger EDOPro to let us search our deck for any ritual spell. So basically, we then get another copy of Machine Angel Ritual, and then another copy of EDOPro, which then we can then use our Machine Angel Ritual to send E to 10 and potentially anything else to summon out an Izana or just keep the loop going and just swarming the board as much as we can. But when we do send E to 10, all of our other monsters gain 1000 attack. Now that can be very, very important because ideally our end board is that we see Izana and E to 10 both with plus 1000 attack, which is 3500 plus 2600, which is 6100, which is well over game. So the final support card in the deck is Cosmic Cyclone. This is just a catch-all. We basically just want to make sure that whatever back row Alex has, it's not going to stop us from ending the game. So Cosmic Cyclone isn't necessarily required because we do also have Machine Angel Ritual, which does say, if a light monster you control be destroyed by a battle or card effect while this is in your graveyard, you can banish this card instead to protect our monsters, but this will not protect them from non-destruction effects such as Floodgate Trap Hole, which is why Cosmic Cyclone can be really important to get around that. So the extra deck, again, this is just to bluff in case to try and make Alex think that we have Waking the Dragon, so it doesn't really matter. And then in the side deck, we have 3 Wall of Disruption and 3 Offerings to the Doomed. These cards are quite good at dealing with threats that maybe we couldn't deal with otherwise. But yeah, this is the deck. It's a very powerful, very fast OTK combo style deck. And if we do find ourselves with a decent hand, we can just kind of summon out a load of guys with a load of attack, blast Alex's board to pieces, and then finish him off in one fell swoop. So let's fire into the game and see what Alex is on. So, Alex, are you ready for some Yu-Gi-Oh! GX?
Yes.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. Obviously, we got a brand new product being the GX Duel Academy box, which introduces a bunch of GX skills and GX cards. I personally really enjoyed GX as a kid. It was basically a show about going to like Yu-Gi-Oh! School, right? And who as a kid didn't want to go to Yu-Gi-Oh! School, right? But GX had a big focus on fusions. I don't know necessarily that the GX Academy box does a great job of focusing also around fusions, but obviously the main character was kind of elemental heroes, and then a lot of the other characters also had like these big powerful fusion monsters that they would try and summon. But unfortunately, fusion monsters, especially in early Yu-Gi-Oh!, just in general weren't very good, which led to a lot of the cards released during the GX era feeling a little bit underpowered. But we do have the addition of extra support cards that weren't released during the GX era, that were still used in the GX anime or support GX anime cards. And obviously we have the skill cards, which does bring a lot of those kind of weaker decks up and trying to boost the power level a bit. But we each drafted 10 skills. We're going to do best of 7, same as we did with the Battle City box. But with so many skills, I think it's actually going to be kind of challenging to work out what each other's on. Now, if we both went for the first thing we drafted, that means I would be on Cyber Darks and you would be on Cyber Dragons. Obviously, we are definitely not limited to any of that. We don't even have to use the new skills we got. We don't have to use all the new cards we got, but obviously I think we're going to because it's more fun to do so.
Yeah, totally.
Let's fire on in, and I guess I will pick this. Ho-ho! Right, well, you know I'm taking second. An extra card, baby. Okay, so you're on Chaz. I am on little girl, whose name escapes me. Emma.
Well, that's that. And...
Ooh, a strong open. Alright, stand by main. I will open with Cosmic Cyclone, targeting your back row card. I'll pay the 1000. Okay, I'm glad that's gone. So I will start by activating my Ritual Ceremony. So once per duel, during your main phase, you can reveal a ritual monster from your hand, add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand whose name is mentioned on the ritual monster. So I will reveal Cyber Angel Benten. And that means I can go and grab Machine Angel Ritual from my deck.
Neat.
So since I've used that, I'll just put a counter on it. Next up, I will be normal summoning Sonic Bird. Using Sonic Bird's effect, I can then go through my deck and grab Machine Angel Ritual. So now I will activate Machine Angel Ritual. I will send for cost Cyber Angel Benten to special summon Cyber Angel Benten. So Cyber Angel
Okay.
Ben 10's effect Engrave will be activated. If this card is tributed, which it is for the effect of Machine Angel Ritual, you can add a light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So I will add to hand. I'm trying to think where this ends. So if I currently have 3,200 damage on board, I cannot get out a third monster. So I can't just like get out an 800 guy. If I get this out, yeah, okay, right, we'll add Eda 10 to hand. Next thing I'm going to do is activate Machine Angel Ritual. So I'll send Ben 10 to Grave to special summon my Eda 10. So Ben 10's effect isn't once per turn, so I'll get another Light Fairy from my deck to my hand, and Eda 10's effect lets me add a machine, add a ritual spell card from my deck to my hand. So I will grab my third ritual, and then, right, so add to hand Eda 10. Then I will activate Machine Angel Ritual, send Eda 10 to Graveyard, to special summon Eda 10. Eda 10 will activate, which is you can make all ritual monsters you control gain 1,000 attack and defense. So then we'll go battle, attack for 14, and then attack for 26. And there it is. That is Cyber Angels.
Well, I'll go second.
The other thing is, being like an OTK deck, my deck wants to go second and doesn't do necessarily a ton going first.
Yeah.
So I will activate Ritual Ceremony. So I will reveal Eda 10. Go through my deck and grab Machine Angel Ritual. Then we'll normal summon Sonic Bird. Use its effect to go and grab Machine Angel Ritual. We will activate Machine Angel Ritual. We will send Eda 10 to summon Eda 10. I want this in defense mode. Does it matter? Yeah, it kind of does. We put this in defense. Rawr. So Mr. Grave. So that would trigger Eda 10, both of Eda 10 effects. So this Eda 10 is gaining 1,000 attack and defense. And then I can search my deck for a ritual spell and add it to my hand. It's the hand. We will then set a back row and pass back to you.
Okay. Well, I will normal summon Arm Dragon level 3.
Ah, yes. I think you have both the Chaz skills, so I wasn't sure what you were on. If you were going to be on the Arm Dragons or the Ojamas.
Indeed.
Okay, so we're on the Arm Dragons. Okay.
Level up.
Okay. Just so you know as well, Machine Angel Ritual has an effect in the graveyard.
Oh, cool. Well, let me get out level 5.
Okay.
And activate level 5's effect.
Okay. So
Then 7. Target. Eda 10.
okay. So that will trigger the effect of Machine Angel Ritual, which will banish itself to protect it.
Yeah, I think I will activate Armed and Ready.
Okay. Once per duel, during your main phase, you can send one level monster you control to the graveyard to summon a level monster mentioned in its text. Okay, so you're summoning 7?
Yep.
Which means you can now use 7's effect. Assuming you have a big guy in hand.
Well, I'm going to set a back row. Go to battle. Back.
Okay, so he dies, I lose 1,400.
And end.
Alright, during your end step, we will Cosmic Cyclone your back row. Alright, draw for turn. Does that card do anything? Stand by main. So I'm stuck with a 2,600 attacker right now. I cannot get over 28. You can't get over me at the moment, but I guess Box, you have to draw another Armed Dragon level 7 to get rid of me. This doesn't do it. What does it? Kind of does. It's not foolproof. Alright, let's just YOLO this. I will activate Machine Angel Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
We will send Eda 10 to grave to special summon our Ben 10, which will then gain 1000 attack because of Eda 10's effect. Then we will go to battle phase and we will declare an attack 28 on 28.
Yep.
At which point my Machine Angel Ritual will protect my guy. And then my effect will trigger dealing damage to you equal to your monster's original defense, which is only 1000. And then I pass.
This was oh yeah.
So I have no protection, so if this thing goes down, I have nothing. Alright, draw for turn. Stand by main. We will normal summon out Senju.
Yeah, that's game.
Oh, have you got nothing?
Wait, no, I can activate this.
Okay, we're good.
Maybe.
What? I will still get
Maybe
its
I'm
effect.
safe.
I can tell you that I cannot... Yeah, I cannot kill you. I'll still get my effect, but... I will grab... Eda 10? Do I want Eda 10? Wait, can I kill you? No, I can't, because I'm out of ritual spells. I will grab to hand Izana. We'll go battle, and we will just attack for 28. Pass the turn.
Oh. Yeah, game.
What was your set?
Floodgate.
Yeah. I assume that's your limited card then, Floodgate, because we got the ban listed effect.
Yeah, it was. Was Floodgate in that list?
I believe it was.
Limited 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I think the only limited cards I had were the Cyclones. I just had 3 Cyclones.
Oh, nice. I had 2 Floodgate, 1 Book of Moon.
Oh, Book of Moon. So you weren't on any limited 2 or limited 1 then?
Yes.
Which ones were you on?
Zoma, limited 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I wasn't on any limited 2 because they didn't fit into this deck.
Yeah, the limited 2 ones are a bit weird, aren't they? Like, they very deliberately affect specific decks, right? Like Parasite Paranoid, Cocoon of Ultra Evolution, those are clearly there because people are using them together. Like, you're not going to use them outside of that deck anyway. Allure of Darkness is an interesting one. I don't know what that was trying to stop, because the reason to put it on limited 2 generally is because there's something else on limited 2 you don't want them playing it with. So I'm wondering if Allure of Darkness was hit because it was also being used with Cocoon of Ultra Evolution and Parasite Paranoid.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Foolish Burial and Union Hanger I think work quite well together, right? Because you could just dump one into the graveyard. Union Hanger effect also gets them going. It's a bit of a weird one. And then limited 3 is basically just all of like the best cards in the format. It's just like, yeah, these cards are all really good. Please don't play just 3 of all of these cards and call that a deck. Because I think that's what happened when Battle City Box came out. People were literally like, okay, well, my deck is 3 Cyber Dragon, 3 Breaker the Magical Warrior, 3 DD Warrior Lady, 3 Book of Moon, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 3 Floodgate Trap Hole. And then, like, it doesn't matter what skill. I've got all the best cards in the set. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I can tell you that I'm not bringing Cyber Angels again. So this was the one and done. You don't have to deal with this ever again. I still don't get why. Right. I understand why, because it's a GX deck, right? These were Arsica's. Was it Arsica? I'm now forgetting names, but this was one of the characters' decks, right? They did use the Cyber Angels. They also had the Cyber Blader fusion stuff. But these cards play like, you know, like a 2018 to 2020 archetype, right? These do not feel right playing against Armed Dragons, Elemental Heroes, you know, Volcanics. It was a very strange decision to put these into Speed. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't like been keeping up with it, but I know at one point Cyber Angel was one of the best decks in Speed. I don't know if it is still one of the best. I would assume it is, just because it plays like nuts, right?
Yeah.
As for your deck, the Armed Dragons, I mean, you gave it a really good go. You got to the point where you could activate... I mean, if you had one more copy of Armed Dragon level 7 in your hand, you just flat out outed my entire board and then was going to be sat there with a 2800 attack. So you were damn close to just completely breaking what I had. It's just, it's just a little bit of a shame. Because that's the other thing. Obviously, Chaz is he's one of my favorite GX characters. I've always liked him. He had a bit of a crisis of identity, though, like in his deck. Because he starts out using like a Chthonian deck, and then he gets the VWXYZ deck, and then he plays Armed Dragons, and then he gets the Ojamas, and then he kind of mashes it all into one, and then at one point he gets brainwashed and plays like a white deck, and it's all a bit strange. Chaz definitely is a bit all over the place, whereas a lot of the other characters are just like, oh, this is my deck, I use this. Oh, but yeah, thanks for the game, buddy. GG.
GG.